Imagine a vehicle that not only carries the legacy of the legendary nameplate behind it, but also defines a bold new chapter, one in which high performance meets electric drive, sport utility meets pure emotion, and the thrill of agility meets the silence of a charging cable. That car is the Porsche Macan GTS 2026. For years, the word GTS has meant something special in the Porsche lexicon: greater power, sharper handling, deeper emotion. For 2026, that heritage shifts electric. The Macan GTS becomes the first ever electric Macan bearing the GTS badge, a true performance SUV that delivers more than mere mobility. It's a declaration: electrification without compromise. Let's dive deep into what makes the Macan GTS a standout, from its architecture and powertrain to the digital cabin and charging architecture, and finally, how that translates into real-world driving. At the end, we'll place you behind the wheel of what could be one of the most engaging SUVs of the electric age. Under the skin of the Macan GTS lies a dual-motor, all-wheel drive system. At the rear axle sits the same electric motor used by the Macan Turbo Electric. Combined with a front motor, Porsche quotes continuous output of 509 horsepower, 380 kW, and with overboost engaged, such as during launch control, up to 563 HP, 420 kW. Torque, a staggering 704 FTL, which converts to roughly 955 Nm. These numbers are not merely academic, they translate into a sprint-launching SUV that doesn't feel like it compromises for its mass. The battery, Porsche quotes a 100 kWh high-voltage pack. Under ideal conditions, the GTS can DC fast charge at up to 270 kW, going from 10% to 80% in approximately 21 minutes. Real-world conditions may vary. Site power, temperature, state of charge all affect that number. The Macan GTS also features a special track endurance mode, specifically calling out battery cooling measures for sustained performance runs. Complementing the raw power is a drivetrain tuned for driving engagement. Porsche Torque Vectoring Plus, PTV Plus, comes standard, as does a limited slip rear differential. The suspension is sport-tuned air suspension combined with Porsche Active Suspension Management, PASM. Together they deliver a ride that is both supple when cruising and taut when pushing hard. That balance is vital. You want an SUV you can live with day to day, yet one that threatens to break into a grin when the road tightens and the accelerator goes down. From behind the wheel, you'll notice how the Macan GTS drops lower than the standard Macan EV, thanks to the sport-tuned air suspension, which also lowers the center of gravity and stiffens sway bars. The all-wheel drive system distributes torque front to rear in a nearly perfect ratio, and the limited slip rear diff plus torque vectoring deliver crisp turn-in and excellent agility. In fact, testing by Car and Driver suggests 0-60 mph in roughly 3.6 seconds, top speed 155 km. Add into that the electric architecture. Instant torque, no shift changes, silent power delivery, but with the sound design cues, if equipped, to keep the driver engaged. And in track endurance mode, you're enabled to push the car beyond everyday limits. Battery cooling optimized, repeat runs possible. In short, if you've longed for a performance SUV that behaves like a sports car, but with everyday usability and electrified efficiencies like the Macan GTS delivers. Visually, the Macan GTS delivers cues that tell you it's serious. Black accents, tinted glass lighting elements, and broader rocker panels give it a low-slung, purposeful stance. Standard 21-inch wheels underscore its athletic posture. Optional 22-inch RS Spider design wheels are available for that extra presence. 3 new exterior colors accompany it: chalk, carmine red, and Lugano blue. From every angle, the message is clear: performance. Yet the shape remains unmistakably Macan, compact luxury with athletic poise. You sense it belongs both at a driveway and on a mountain pass. Step inside and the mood shifts. Standard upholstery is Race-Tex plus leather, full performance-oriented materials. Then there's the new GTS interior package, contrast stitching matched to the exterior paint, seatbelts accented, GTS logos embossed on the seats and steering wheel. Race telemetry via app functionality makes the cabin feel as track-ready as it is road-ready. Technology is front and center. A 3-screen Porsche Communication Management PCM system displays GTS-specific graphics. Under the skin, new digital features for the 2026 Macan electric generation include Apple Android digital key functionality, advanced parking assist with 3D surround view, and voice pilot support. Practical touches remain SUV ride height, generous interior space, the composure and build quality we expect from Porsche. The message: you get a performance vehicle first, but you don't lose everyday usability. We touched earlier on charging 1080% in come on to 21 minutes under ideal conditions using 270 kWdc. That means it's not merely a short-haul EV. You can plug in mid-journey and make reasonable stops. Real world will seldom hit ideal conditions exactly. Temperature, state of charge, site power all matter. Porsche explicitly states under ideal conditions for the quoted time. Range estimates for the Macan GTS are still to be officially published, but based on sibling models, such as the Macan EV4S, we expect a comparable usable range in the high 200-mile zone in US EPA terms. Practicality doesn't suffer. The architecture supports towing in earlier 2026 Macan EV variants. Porsche increased towing capacity to 5,500 lbs. That means you get a true utility vehicle with sport car heart. In the US, Porsche quotes an MSRP of approximately $103,000 for the 2026 Macan GTS. Some outlets list slightly higher starting points. The official Porsche newsroom press release references the US availability timing. The car will arrive at US Porsche centers in spring 2026. With that price, the Macan GTS slots between the Macan EV4S and the Macan Turbo Electric, offering a compelling sweet spot for buyers who want near-top performance but perhaps aren't after the absolute top spec. It's a strategic addition to Porsche's electrified Macan family. What does it feel like inside the Macan GTS when you press the throttle? Instant shock. The dual motors awaken that 704 FTLB, 955 Nm of torque, pushes you into the seat. Yet it's smooth. There's no lag, no gear searching. You're aware of the weight of the SUV, yes, but that weight is offset by the sense of control and composure. In corners, the air suspension holds body roll in check. The torque vectoring rear diff means the car pivots when asked, and you feel engaged. Then consider the context. You have SUV practicality, higher ride height, interior space for passengers and gear, plus electric drivetrain refinement, merged with Porsche sports car DNA. The interior materials, the steering feel, the feedback, it all says sportive luxury. And because it's electric, there's a new kind of sensation, instantaneous power delivery, quiet when you want it, dramatic when you don't. The Macan GTS lets you inhabit both worlds. Pull into your driveway, plug in at night, and the car becomes part of your daily life. But on the weekend, it isn't just a commuter SUV, it's your weekend weapon. In a market filled with electric SUVs trying to tick boxes, luxury, range, tech, the Macan GTS stands out because it doesn't compromise. It carries a performance badge, honors a sporting heritage, and proves you can electrify and still thrill. In that sense, it's much more than a spec sheet. It's a statement for Porsche. It's a crucial model. Electrification is underway. The Macan is the brand's volume model, and the electric Macan already commands nearly 60% of Macan deliveries in certain markets. The GTS variant cements that transition. Performance-driven, electric-formed. For you, the driver or enthusiast, the Macan GTS offers a rare combination: the practicality of an SUV, the immediacy of electric power, and the character of a performance marque. To sum up, the 2026 Porsche Macan GTS is an ambitious machine. With 509 HP continuous, 563 HP overboost, almost 955 Nm of torque, a 100 kW battery, and up to 270 kW fast charge capability, it meets modern EV requirements. Add Porsche Torque Vectoring Plus Sport Air Suspension, the track endurance mode, Race-Tex interior, the 3-screen PCM with GTS graphics, and you have a high-performance SUV that retains everyday usability. It will arrive in the US spring 2026 from roughly 100 to 3,000. It is sized, built and engineered as a next-level EV SUV for the driving enthusiast who still wants flexibility and daily use. If you're someone who says, "I'll accept electrics, but I refuse to accept dull," then the Macan GTS is precisely the car you should look at. It doesn't surrender performance in the name of electrification. It embraces it.